green flag comes out, and we are underway.
Oh, no! They hit. Oh, and now trouble. Oh, yeah.
Over turn 5, known as Madness.
Oh, it will work.
Oh.
Into China Beach. Dean Martin taking a look to the inside.
The 2012 NASA Championships presented by Toyo Tires is brought to you by Toyo Tires, driven to perform. Royal Purple Synthetic Oil. And by GoPro, be a hero.
Toyo Proxys Tires, official tire of those driven to perform their best.
The next generation 201 horsepower Civic Si with a 2.4 liter IV Tech engine, to each their own, only from Honda.
Honda, proud partner of the IZOD IndyCar Series.
I don't know, some people call me one of the top builders, I guess I am, but I don't see any other way for me personally but to go after it every day. So that's what I do.
What do you drive? Is it inspiring? Was it built by a behemoth car maker? Or insightful craftsmen obsessing over the details, building better cars for a discerning few? Are you one of the few who care about what you drive and how it drives? We're with you because we believe if it's not worth driving, it's not worth building. We build Mazdas. What do you drive?
Hi, I'm Brian Miller. Experience the Mustang driving experience at Miller Motorsports Park. Drive a real race car on a real racetrack. MillerMotorsportsPark.com.
Welcome to the 2012 NASA Championships presented by Toyo Tires. Back here at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course alongside John Lindsay. My name is Rob Klepper. German Touring coming up next. GTS Challenge cars. Got a great grid of cars. 42 will be taking the green flag here today across 4 different GTS divisions. And for more on what we're going to see, we'll go down trackside to Jeremy Scott.
And Rob, we're here with the overall pole sitter, Randy Mueller, defending GTS 4 champion. You got Ralph Lindackers beside you. What's it going to take to beat the veteran here at Mid-Ohio?
Well, it's going to be tough. I'm definitely sitting in a really good spot, but I've got a lot of real fast cars behind me. There's been some other cars getting in the 30s this weekend, so I just got to put my head down and do what I do.
Yeah, looking at the time charts, you guys are all within a second, top 6, 7, 8 cars. What is it going to take to keep the cars who are, frankly, are starting near the back after yesterday's qualifying race to, get up near you?
No mistakes. It's going to take no mistakes. I got to just keep focused, hit my marks, drive the car, and don't make any mistakes to give them the opportunity to catch up to me.
All right, Randy, good luck this weekend. Randy Mueller will be rolling off, as he said, from the front row. Right beside him is Ralph Lindackers. He's a hot shoe here at Mid-Ohio. Of course, as we said, Scott Bovey will be starting near the back. He had a horrible qualifying race yesterday. We'll see if he can make up ground early on in this race. As we were told by Ed Bouse in the 25, it's a long race. Anything can happen. Rob?
Well, thanks a lot, Jeremy Scott. And you mentioned Randy Mueller, defending champion, also winning Thursday night and winning Friday night. That seems to be the pattern so far. If you got a good car and you take home the win on a Thursday afternoon. I keep calling it night. I keep calling it night. Thursday afternoon. You got a good starting spot, obviously, for the Friday qualifying race, and you get it done there too. So Randy Mueller going for the sweep here this weekend. So a lot of good drivers to watch here today, John.
Well, and the results are a little strange here because yesterday's race we had a huge downpour come in, rolled in hard, So the race was shortened. They spent a lot of time under yellow, a lot of time under black. People spun out. They didn't have rain setups. There was fog, wipers flying off, real wrath of God type stuff. So that's why the results are a little different than the straight-up fast guys.
Again, you can find us online for this event at nasachampionships.com. Live timing and scoring there. You can also check out the official website for the National Autosport Association at nasaproracing.com. You can follow us on Twitter at NASA Pro Racing, hashtag NASA Champs, hashtag Mid-Ohio for all the action. Of course, we'll be on speedcasttv.com for the rest of the day here, and of course all day tomorrow as we crown a lot of national champions from the very historic Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. If you're just joining us, we are racing on the Pro Course here at Mid-Ohio, 2.25 miles, 13 turns, and it is a big NASA Championships presented by Toyo Tires. My name is Rob Klepper, alongside Chief Divisional Director for National Autosport Association, John Lindsay. Moving into Davis recently. How was the move, John?
Oh, it was wonderful.
Liar.
Yeah, exactly. My wife and I didn't realize that in 7 years in our former home we'd crammed so much stuff in there. So
you just never know how much you have.
Never know how much you have, and boy, oh boy, did we have a lot. And so the move was good, but we are happily ensconced now in Davis, California. Hello at home to my kids, James and Lauren, and to my wife, Callie. We are having fun here in Mid-Ohio, and even as fun as Mid-Ohio is, I can't wait to get home.
Well, you can never not miss home.
Oh, true.
Especially
true.
if you're live and your wife is listening, you have to say that you're just really looking forward to getting home.
Absolutely.
I get it.
Oh, yeah.
It makes sense to me.
Right, right.
Coming up next, we mentioned it's GTS. Will be making their way out for the National Championship. Now we have GTS 1, GTS 2, GTS 3, and GTS 4. So 4 different national champions will be crowned in this race. Now they're all littered out there amongst each other for their flying start. But what's some of the biggest differences between GTS 1 and GTS 4 that we're going to see today?
Well, it's all power. So GTS 1 has a lower power to weight ratio. GTS 2 is a little higher, 3 is a little higher, 4 is a little higher, and then we even have a Captain Insano 5, but none of those cars are here this weekend. In GTS, you can do a lot of modifications to the car. You do get a bump in your ratio if you run things like slicks or different kinds of tube frames and things of that nature. But these are all, we should note, GTS stands for German Touring Series. So these are all German cars. Porsche, BMW, Mercedes, Audi. I don't think we have any Benzes here. We may have a lone Audi or two, but we do. It's really Porsche and BMW and Volkswagen, all of them battling out. You'll see 944, 968, 930, 911. You'll see M3s of E46, E36. I don't know if we have any E90s here, but every chassis code you can think of in the BMW world.
And, of course, a very big following here in the Midwest. You can find out more online at nasagts.com. You can see some of the crew workers doing a course check, making sure that we are all good to go. How about the fans sitting up there? They were out here this morning in the rain, ready to go racing, watching the first race, and then the skies opened up, the sun came out, and now a beautiful day here at Mid-Ohio.
I tell you, Ohio race fans are the best. They are hardy. They are here watching these NASA racers go around. Hopefully we're putting on a pretty good show for them after they came out. It was fairly miserable this morning, but it's turning into a beautiful day here at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course.
So here is your lineup as cars make their way out onto the racetrack for German Touring. GTS 1 through 4 will crown 4 national champions. We heard Jeremy talk to our pole sitter, the 0 of Randy Mueller. He'll start with the best seat in the house. To his outside will be the number 1 of Ralph Lindeckers. Starting third, the 148 of Joshua Smith. Fourth, the 0 of Chris Von Sidro. Fifth, the 88 of Scott Berkowitz. Sixth, the 13 of Jamie Frohnberg. Seventh, the 15 of Chris Streit. Eighth, the 25 of Edward Baus. Ninth will be the 22 of Scott Bovey. 10th will be the 121 of Eric Wong. Behind him, the 18 of Stefan Sajik. Then the 56 of Dan Goodman. The 73 of Brad Waite. The 171 of Jay Mattis. The 6 of Paul Davison. The 168 of Mike Ward. Danny Peduri in the 33, followed by the 643 of John Graber, the 172 of Steve Ott, then the 11 of Sasha Clark.
Then we pick up with Todd Sloan, number 71, followed by Drew Ewing, then Carl Pacell, Corey Deason, Zach Hillman up next, then Mark Clinton, Neil Egren, Lejos Minnick, Michael Dayton, Robert Wisen, next up John Mock, then Brian Hicks, Brant Gear, Joe Magalotti, Timothy Haynes, Michael Gershanik, John Van Houten, Jean-Pierre Verbunt, Jason Christ, Greg Paluzzo, Sean Taylor, and Jim Ginter.
So a big field of cars for GTS here today, 42 strong, 4 national champions to be crowned as they are now on the racetrack getting lined up. It will be a flying start here this year in GTS.
Flying start, and maybe we'll check in on the Samson Network with my good friend John Graber. Let's see if John is around. Hey, John Graber, this is John Lindsay and Rob Klepper in the Speedcast booth. How's it going, buddy?
Edward, are you there?
Hi, Diane. John, Speedcast booth, just talking to you.
Hey, John Graber, this is John Lindsay and Rob Klepper in the booth. Are you out there, buddy?
How's it going out there? Sorry, Speedcast, can't hear you. We're flying.
All right, sounds like we've got some technical difficulties with Mr. Graber. Maybe we'll get a chance to check in with him a little bit later.
So cars forming up side by side, 2 by 2. A big field of cars. We will mention that GTS 1, Frank Geary won on Thursday in the qualifying race. Neil Agren won on Friday 1 day ago. In GTS 2, John Graber picked up the win on Thursday. Brad Waite won on Friday. GTS 3, Joshua Smith won Thursday and Friday, swept the qualifying events. And of course, as we heard from Jeremy Scott, Randy Mueller picked up the Thursday and Friday wins in GTS 4. So just a beautiful field of cars, and see a couple BMWs in there.
BMWs, Porsches of all stripe. Now we should be watching for Jay Modest, number 171, Steve Ott, number 172, and Mark Clinton, number 62, to come charging through the field from their positions in the back. Jay Modest is a past national champion, and he had a terrible race yesterday in the rain. Didn't work out well at all for him, so I bet we will see him coming up real fast. Also, number 58, Zach Hillman. They will be coming very hard through the pack as we get the green flag here.
So again, a 45-minute race. Laps don't matter until we see the white flag come out. And that 45 minutes starts. Once they leave the paddock area, we see the number 360 of Jason Christ into the pit area as it looks like the green flag is out, and we are racing here in GTS. 3 wide, almost 4 wide, through the kink down into China Beach and up to Madness.
I'm not sure if I even might have seen 5 wide there.
Well, they all come down to at least 2 wide up into Madness, and rightfully so, as they work their way down Madness now into turn number 7 underneath the Honda bridge. And oh, we got one off the course early, trying to find out what the car likes. That's the 58 car.
That was Zach Hillman, who we said was going to be coming hard through the pack. I guess
he's trying early. Yeah, you weren't lying.
I wasn't kidding around about that one, but that is the you can't win the race in the first corner, but boy, you sure can lose it.
So underway here in GT. GTS, German Touring Series.
Poor Rob.
And you can see they're hard on the gas as the sun came out. Drive this track. Randy Mueller crosses the stripe first in the 0 car, so leading the overall at this point. And GTS 4. Joshua Smith in the 148. And a car off the racetrack. That's the 25 of Edward Bowes. And a couple cars off the racetrack at this point. 62 car also having trouble on the racetrack as well. So you mentioned guys coming up through the field. That's Mark Clinton, and trying to race their way to the front on that first lap, and didn't pay off for him right there.
I tell you, coming in too early, you know, yes, you can get it done very early and get around a lot of slower cars. It's a little bit of a hazard, but at the same time, you can also end your race early. A little side-to-side contact, smash into a wall, things like that. All of a sudden, it doesn't work out so well for you.
There is Randy Mueller out of Miami, Florida. As you heard Jeremy Scott say, picked up the big win here last year. Regular in the Florida region, and he's got a pretty good lead at this point.
He's very, very fast. He is moving right out. You can see there might have been a car there on the inside as we flash by. So, you know, a little bit more carnage than we would expect. But then again, yeah, guys that were frustrated from yesterday's result, and they were trying to maybe get through the field a little too fast. And, wow, that was quite a start. But you can see Randy Mueller is beginning to check out already.
Beautiful BMW M3 for Mueller. through carousel now onto the front straightaway as he crosses the stripe, heading down into turn number 1. We mentioned earlier, turn 1, a lot of speed down the front straightaway, but a nice left-hand, pretty much 90-degree turn, so a heavy braking area down there. You'll see a lot of moves for passing in turn 1 as they head up to the keyhole.
You can see that the lap times have come way down from yesterday. We were seeing, again, those crazy 2-minute times that we were seeing in the American Iron Extreme race. Well, these guys are also running 1:30 and change, and now Randy Mueller is already down to 1:33.082.
And remember, too, Mueller's out by himself, so he can kind of set his own pace at this point until he gets any pressure from anyone on the racetrack. Joshua Smith right now second in line, Chris Strite third, Ralph Lindekers, and in that 4th spot there in the 0-1.
It looks like Jay Mattis has already moved up to 6th spot from a starting spot of 14th overall. So that's a nice move. Scott Beauvais also moving up, doing well. Scott, interestingly, is one of the principals of the Pirelli World Challenge Series, so he's out here enjoying racing with NASA as well, and we are very glad to have him as our guest.
Saw the white number 172 on the racetrack there. That is Steve Ott. Started back in 21st. Trying to race his way to the front, the 172 GTS car, chasing GTS 3 points. He ran 3rd on Thursday night.
It looks like Steve has already moved up to 4th position there in GTS 3. Probably going to take a run at Eric Long there, and Scotty B is just ahead of them in 2nd, so that's going to be a heck of a race because those guys all go real fast.
So the running order right now, we mentioned that Randy Mueller is out in front. Obviously, he is also leading GTS 4. So he's our overall leader, and he's also leading GTS 4 at this point. 2nd in GTS 4 is Chris Strite. 3rd right now is Ralph Lindekers in the 0-1 car. You can see Lindekers right there, the red and white, looks like red, could be pink.
Right, and that's Scott Beauvais right behind him.
Yeah, Beauvais right behind him. So that's the battle for 3rd with GTS 4. Joshua Smith leading GTS 3 in the 148, followed by Berkowitz in the 88, and Steve Ott, we mentioned the 172, as we'll go back to the battle here for GTS 4.
And Scott Beauvais took a look at the inside there, and he almost got it, but look, right there, I believe that is Jay Mattis. It's coming right up on Scott Beauvais now, looking to take away that position from him, and an inside move there.
Underneath the Honda bridge as, yeah, nice 3-car battle here for the 3rd and 4th position in GTS 4.
And you can see Jay Mattis got a little bit out of shape there. That turn is very tricky because it sends you up over a hill. Now last year during some of the races when it was wet, we saw that launch people around and create a lot of chaos. But you can see that's a very big challenge with a rear engine Porsche when you come up and over, and that big lump of metal that's behind you can send you spinning around like a top, or you can use it to point the nose in the direction you want to get it. So that's Ralph Lindekers right there, Scott Beauvais, Jay Mattis right there coming down the front straight. Quite an interesting battle. 2 Porsches. Basically, it's a Scott Beauvais sandwich right now.
Yeah, Scott Beauvais ran 2nd on Thursday in the qualifying race. Lindekers ran 2nd Friday on the qualifying race. So these guys have turned some good laps, and now we got to move on the 01. Can't quite make it work, so Beauvais will slide back in line.
And you saw Jay Mattis maybe trying to capitalize on that. He was kind of the move behind the move, right?
Yeah, and Mattis ran 3rd on Thursday night, 9th yesterday out of Texas, the Porsche 996, leading the points in Texas. So 3 of the best in GTS going at it here for the 3rd spot. A 3-car battle for 3rd as they head back by China Beach here into Madness.
It's quite interesting because I believe these cars have different philosophies in preparation and origins. I believe Ralph Lindekers' car may have started off as a GT3 Cup type car. Scott Beauvais' car, I believe, may have started as a E46 M3 street car, and I know Jay Mattis' 996 chassis Porsche started out as a street car. So again, different motorsport chassis preparations, vastly different car, front engine rear drive, rear engine rear drive, and a real nice battle showcasing these different German cars.
That brings up a good point. There's a wide variety of cars that are eligible to run in the GTS Challenge. What kind of cost are we talking about to kind of get started and get a competitive car?
Well, it all depends on what formula, what class you choose, and you know, there are 3 things you can have in a race car, Rob, but you can only have 2 of them at one time. You can have fast, cheap, and reliable. Choose 2.
Yeah, right.
So you can have fast and cheap, but it's going to blow up all the time. Or you can have fast and reliable, but that ain't cheap. So These tend to be some of our higher-end cars at NASA because they are very, German cars, traditionally a little bit technically complicated, but you can see a nice battle here with these different formulas.
Yeah, and Beauvais taking a peek again to the inside. He may have the line now on the low line, but we've seen that outside groove work well through keyhole there, and it seemed to work good for Lindekers there in that 0-1 car.
I just got a report that Joshua Smith has set a new track record for our GTS 3 class.
So Joshua Smith leading GTS 3 right now, the 148. That's a pretty quick lap right there.
They're not messing around, and Steve Ott is right there. Charging to the front again. We thought that he would charge to the front, and sure enough he has. He is in second place right now.
Oh, and trouble! Trouble on the racetrack, car upside down. I believe that's Jay Mattis.
Oh, that was a big one.
In the 171.
That was a big one, but we can see him moving around there in the cockpit. Wow, that is just terrible for Jay. I am so sorry to see that.
And Jay Mattis gets up and over, ends up on all fours into the tire barrier, and we can see him moving around. It looks like he is climbing out of the race car. And again, he was in a 3-car battle with Beauvais in the 22, Lindekers in the 0-1 for third place in GTS 4.
Looks like Jay is coming out the right side there, bailing out, and he's going to get to a safe spot.
Yeah, good to see him.
Good to see that.
Gets a thumbs up, and obviously
not pleased.
Not pleased with the results, but
healthy.
good.
But healthy.
We're certainly pleased that he climbed out under his own power there, and safety crew is going to make their way over there. So it is now a full course caution. The yellow flag is out for the entire course.
I am so sorry to see that. So disappointed for Jay. He was running real strong there. Came back after yesterday having not a great result, and then a big wreck for Jay Mattis. But again, you can see the safety systems all worked, and he popped right out. So I am thrilled to see him outside.
So with the full course caution coming out, right now your overall leader and GTS 4 leader is the 0 of Randy Mueller, Chris Streit, and Ralph Lindekers. Right now is your top 3 in GTS 4. We move to GTS 3. Joshua Smith out front, Steve Ott second, and Eric Wong rounding out your top 3. In GTS 2, it is John Graber leading Mike Ward and Todd Sloan. Haven't said much about the 71 of Todd Sloan there running in the 3rd spot. And GTS 1, Brent Geary in the 56, followed by Neil Agren and Jean-Pierre Verbon in the 3rd spot.
And a little bit more news, Mueller and Ott have both set new track records for GTS 4 and GTS 3. So, hey, my theory about the track getting cleaned off and the air being good, that might not be total malarkey like most of the stuff I say.
Absolutely, my friend. Well, the sun is still out here at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. We can say 7 laps into the GTS event as the green flag looks like it is waving once again.
So we are back to green, but looks like they must have handled or gotten Jay Mattis clear, but we are back to green flag racing here at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course.
And some heavy traffic here as they head down into Keyhole. And you see the 01 of Ralph Lindekers there on the outside part coming off turn 3 there.
And a big charge by Scott Beauvais. He was definitely on it when that green came out.
Down the back straightaway through what we call the kink. A lot of elevation changes. We continue to talk about it. That's what makes this place so special. Off-camber, turn right, uphill into Madness. You see all the fans up there on the hill. One of the best places to watch here at Mid-Ohio.
That is a really awesome spot because you get the elevation changes and you see everything happening. There's some great passing that comes on there. Now it looks like Lindekers might be trapped there behind some lap traffic. Maybe give Beauvais a little room to move out.
So of course those are GTS 4 cars battling for position. Lindekers sits in that 3rd spot. Beauvais back to 4th. Danny in the 33, Danny Pedri.
And it looks like Chris Streit has moved up into that 2nd position there. So that yellow and whatever happened there was a little bit of a scramble. So our GTS 4 running order has been rearranged as we come into the next lap of our GTS National Championship race.
Down into Carousel, the 33 car. Danny Pedri back there. That is the 11, I believe. quick glimpse.
That's Sasha Clark in the number 11 car.
Nice Porsche.
Beautiful 993 chassis Porsche, I believe. Good longtime friend of ours, Sasha Clark, coming down there in that beautifully prepared car. Looks like he's currently running in 8th place in the GTS 3 field.
Finished up 6th at this race 1 year ago. A pair of 8th place finishes for Clark in the qualifying events. You can see down into keyhole here, trying to get a run. The white Porsche, number 25.
That's Ed Bouse.
Ed Bouse, yeah. Ed Bouse from right here in the Buckeye State.
Yeah, Ed Bouse is a longtime Great Lakes racer with us. Also, looks like we got a spin. Number 56.
56, I believe that's Brant Geary from Brecksville, Ohio. Won the qualifying race Thursday night there in the Porsche 944.
And he was leading GTS 1, so that's a real bummer for Brant. Looks like he's got some damage there. Front end is a little tore up, and I can almost see something hanging down there underneath in the back if I look right. That's kind of a perilous spot for him to be in. Fortunately, there's a corner marshal that is just shy of that stand. I'm sure they'll go a local yellow there. Hopefully everybody necks it down a little bit. And they'll get in to get Brant out of that spot. But that's a shame. He was leading that class, GTS 1. Looks like Jean-Pierre Verbun has taken over that top spot from Brant Gear now that he has spun.
Yeah.
Looks like a result of contact. Again, that's a shame for Brant.
And he's having a pretty good year. 2nd in Midwest points. As you mentioned, Great Lakes, he's leading those points. He ran 2nd this race last year, so really trying to get that national title, and you don't want to come stop on the racetrack as we go back to this big battle. There's the 22 of Beauvais.
He is challenging Chris Strike for that 2nd spot on the GTS 4 podium.
Yeah, it's cool to watch the faster cars roll around 3 wide by the slower cars, and great battle between the 22 and the 15 for 2nd. They're all chasing Randy Mueller.
Yeah, and Scott Beauvais got it done. So he is by Chris Strike for the 2nd position in GTS 4. Scott's having a nice run. As we mentioned, he didn't have a great race yesterday, and now he's moving on up. And in the 2nd spot on our GTS 4 challenge in that E46 chassis BMW M3. And it looks like Denny Pedri actually is up to 4th from the starting spot at 17th, which is our biggest move right now.
Oh, and he's still sitting there hanging out. So local caution, obviously, for that corner. You see Beauvais there in the 22. Through Thunder Valley and the carousel, and then back around here to the front straightaway. And he is trying to chase down the 15.
Actually, the running order has changed.
He did chase down the 15.
Looks like Denny Pedri now has moved up to 3rd spot, so he's gained yet another position in this race. Chris Strike back to 4th in GTS 4. Race control let us know that there's a tow coming out for number 56, Brant Gear, to get him off that hill. So that will let these guys speed up a little bit, and we'll see who's fast through there.
So in GTS 4, it's Randy Mueller out front, then Scott Beauvais 2nd, Danny Pedri 3rd, Chris Strike, Ralph Lindekers. That's your top 5 for GTS 4. As you can see, the cars again picking up down into keyhole. There is the 25, Ed Bouse. We talked about him. As he makes his way down keyhole through the kink on the back straightaway here at Mid-Ohio. So a lot of good racing action here in GTS. We're going to take a break. Stay with us here on SpeedcastTV.com. When we come back, we'll continue here at Mid-Ohio. The 2012 NASA Championships presented by Toyo Tires is brought to you by Toyo Tires, driven to perform. Royal Purple Synthetic Oil. And by GoPro, be a hero.
Toyo Proxys Tires, official tire of those driven to perform their best.
the next generation 201 horsepower Civic Si with a 2.4-liter IV Tech engine, to each their own, only from Honda.
Honda, proud partner of the IZOD IndyCar Series.
I don't know, some people call me one of the top builders. I guess I am, but I don't see any other way for me personally but to go after it every day. So that's what I do.
What do you drive? Is it inspiring? Was it built by a behemoth car maker? Or insightful craftsmen obsessing over the details, building better cars for a discerning few? Are you one of the few who care about what you drive and how it drives? We're with you because we believe if it's not worth driving, it's not worth building. We build Mazdas. What do you drive?
Hi, I'm Brian Miller. Experience the Mustang driving experience at Miller Motorsports Park. Drive a real race car on a real racetrack. MillerMotorsportsPark.com.
Welcome back to the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course, and it looks like another driver has spun off of the racetrack. That is the 332 coming to a stop. Breck Lewis out of nearby Columbus, Ohio, BMW M3, as we are heavy into the German Touring Series National Championships. GTS 1 through 4 will be crowned here today alongside John Lindsay. I am Rob Klepper, and we have seen some great racing to this point, and so far GTS has been just as exciting as these guys battling for position, trying to not only get on the podium, John, but to win that national championship here today in Mid-Ohio.
Yeah, it's quite a race that we've seen here, and these are really high-performance, high-speed cars. Exciting to watch, lots of technology baked in. You can see a lot of aerodynamics because that's pretty free in the GTS class. Just about all of them have wings. Our local and national GTS director, Scott Good Aero, he does a lot of wings for these cars. We're getting a course from race control. We have a contact in T2, turn 2 in the keyhole, and the car is into the K-wall, and we're going to go full course yellow again, Rob.
Yeah, second time we're seeing the full course caution here. The first, if you're just joining us here on SpeedcastTV.com, was Jay Mattis into the tire barrier upside down and back over. So under full course caution one more time here for GTS. Randy Mueller, pretty much been the class of the field. He's been leading the overall as well as GTS 4. Started on the pole. Mueller in the 0 car, defending winner in GTS 4. He won Thursday night qualifier, won the Friday night qualifier, and has been lightning quick to this point. And we'll line them back up here, get everybody slowed down as again under a full course caution. Well, we know you're watching us live here on SpeedcastTV.com. We'll be live for the rest of the day here at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course, and we'll be back live tomorrow morning to crown some more national champions. You can find us online if you're looking for the National Autosport Association, NASAProRacing.com. You can also find the dedicated website for this event, live timing and scoring there as well at NASAChampionships.com. You can find us on Facebook, and you can follow us on Twitter at NASA Pro Racing, hashtag NASAChamps.
So, Rob, we may activate our Samson Racing Communications Network again while we're under full course yellow. We'll see if we can get with Joshua Smith in the number 148 car. Let's bring up Joshua.
It'll be okay. We can see it. We're right here at Madden.
Joshua, this is John Lindsay and Rob Klepper in the Speedcast TV booth. How's it going out there? Hi, Joshua. This is Speedcast TV. Are you out there and able to talk to us?
Not right now. I had some contact trying to get some information from my crew.
Copy that. Good luck, and we will hopefully see you later.
Okay, I see you.
So we can pull that down a little bit there. Unfortunately, I haven't had very good luck with talking to people in the GTS race today.
So that was Joshua Smith, who mentioned he had contact, and of course winning both the Thursday and Friday qualifiers, finished on the top spot 1 year ago, trying to go back-to-back here at the National Championships and regular Mid-Atlantic Series in the third spot.
Now, we had some pretty good leads that were developing where Steve Ott had worked out about 5 seconds over Joshua Smith, and then we also had Randy Mueller had put about 7 seconds on Scott Beauvais, but now under this caution, that's all going to close up pretty spectacularly as they all get right bunched up together. And we're trying to figure out who that car into the K-wall at turn 2 was. We're receiving reports from control that it may have been Ralph Lindackers, who was running really strong in our GTS 4 class.
Yeah, he was running up there in the lead pack. If you take Mueller out of the mix, there was a great battle second through about 6th. Beauvais himself, Street, and Denny Pedri there, so it's a tough break if that is who is into the wall now. You can see some of the cars there getting lined back up here on the front straightaway. That is the silver 0 car of Randy Mueller, our overall leader right now and leader in GTS 4. We'll bring them back around to the green flag as they head down the front straightaway past the GoPro Speed Shot and to turn number 1. Nice BMW M3.
And these cars are truly beautiful. I mean, the fellas in GTS really prepare them to a high level. Very nice looking cars, very high-end cars. Just wonderful looking and pretty sophisticated, because GTS allows a lot of innovation in terms of electronics, in terms of car setup, in terms of wheels and tires. You can run slicks and take a little bit of a ratio hit for it. I know sequential gearboxes, I believe, are also allowed, and there are all kinds of tricks you can do with these cars. But once again, you're limited by the laws of physics, where you can only have a certain amount of power for a certain amount of weight.
So as the cars line up nose to tail, awaiting the word from the officials to get back under green. Looks like Steve Ott making some moves in GTS 3 will be shown as your leader as we get back underway.
And again, we can see those gaps. If we're looking at the gaps as they've come across the line now, because of this yellow flag, they've shrunk from 7, 8 seconds down to 1 second, which means they are right there. So when this restart happens, all of that advantage that they may have worked up during the actual green flag racing will go right away.
Well, anytime you're running up towards the front or you're leading your class, you probably don't want to see the caution flag. If you're not leading, everyone behind you probably does want to see the caution flag. But when you have 4 different divisions out on the racetrack and you're leading your division, but you're behind 5 other cars that are in other divisions that you're not racing with, it just throws a little monkey wrench into things.
It does, and if I was Randy Mueller, I'd be hoping that the next 4 or 5 cars in line were all GTS 1 cars. They were battling for position, so when it goes green, they'll all spread out a little bit and not let Scott Beauvais come up there and try to freight train right behind him. But you can see that you know, Scott Beauvais is not that far behind right now, and there's the field as it comes around. Right there, big line of cars, and we will wait for word from race control, and we just have word in from control. The restart will be on the front straight and not the back straight. So we'll see if they're able to get this incident cleared in turn 2, the keyhole turn, and get everything back on track for us in the GTS German Touring Series National Championship race here at Mid-Ohio.
See a couple cars still out of the racing groove there off the racetrack and up out of the way. Fans lined up there underneath the Honda Bridge. Right about 11 minutes left to go here in our GTS National Championship race. We're 4 national champions who will be crowned. We also have the widely popular biggest class this weekend, I believe, Spec Miatas, coming up.
Well, you know, if you look at overall, with all the 1 through 4, GTS was our biggest. Spec Miata was right behind. Spec E30's right there. American Iron had a big field, but you're right. Spec Miata is a very popular class. And that's going to be a heck of a race too, because we got nice dry conditions. From my mouth to God's ears. Out our booth here at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course, we can see nothing but blue sky. So hopefully we can go back to green. We've passed the field has passed here on the front straight, so it looks like we will have 1 more lap under caution at least, as we try to sort out getting this wreck cleared and getting us back to green flag racing.
So far today, if you're just joining us here on SpeedcastTV.com, we have crowned 6 national champions. Dean Martin took home the win in American Iron and American Iron Extreme. It was Chris Griswold. ST1 was Scott Wellham. ST2, Kareem Alex Talbot. Jason Kohler won H1, Honda Challenge 1, and Jeremy Croisset won Honda Challenge 2. So 6 national championships already in the books here at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. 61 years strong, one of the most historic road courses here in the United States.
You know, let's see if I can actually have some luck on our Samson Racing Communications.
Third time's a charm.
Third time. Let's try to talk to Paul Davison, number 6 in GTS 3 right now, running in P7 GTS 3. Hey, Paul Davison, this is John Lindsay and Rob Klepper in the Speedcast TV booth. Are you out there? Oh, good Lord,
Third
Rob.
time is not
good
a charm.
Lord. Well, you know, these guys all must be doing something different.
Well, you know, under these conditions, folks, too, with long cautions, they're talking a lot with their crew, trying to strategize on how to get around the racetrack and whatnot. So it could just be John Lindsay. I don't know for
you know, I did.
what the deal is.
You know, I'll tell you, Rob. There was a GTS barbecue last night. They had a beer garden. Carl Purcell from the Franklin Square Deli there put together a big spread of food, and Scott Good, our director, was there. I went. I don't remember offending anyone this much.
Right. Well, that's the thing, is you don't remember.
Well, no. Look, hey, forget about it.
Well, nonetheless, we're going to go green, I hope, this next time around. We're going to do it on the front stretch, and I think that's the coolest place to do it, in my own personal opinion. A, because they're right here in front of us, but B, because it's not as long as one may think. Definitely not as long as what we call the back straightaway. So coming out of that final turn, you're on the gas pretty hard, but then you're right after the start-finish line, you're starting to slow down and get back on the brakes.
It's true, and then, you know, it's also, we get a really cool view from the GoPro cam there. So we'll see that when we come for this restart on the front straight, hopefully this time by. Control is reporting the car was Ralph Lindicker's, the number 01 Porsche. It's being pulled onto a rollback. We have to use that big rollback tow truck when a car is damaged enough that we can't get at least one axle to roll correctly. So Ralph is getting pulled up, or at least his car, not Ralph himself, is getting pulled up onto the rollback there. Hopefully we'll be able to go green again soon during this GTS National Championship race and not finish under yellow. We don't want to do that.
If you're just joining us once again on SpeedcastTV.com, 42 drivers took the green flag in our GTS National Championship race. It was a flying start. Randy Mueller led him to the green flag. He has led pretty much wire to wire to this point, leading the overall and obviously GTS 4. Picked up the win 1 year ago, and as I've documented now probably 4 times, he won both Thursday and Friday. And the reason I keep bringing that up is because, A, it's not easy to win at this level, but to win the race last year, get the national championship, that's awesome. To come back to defend that title, show up, win Thursday, show up, win Friday, and say, boys, guess what? I've come here to take 2 in a row, and so far he's getting it done.
He's getting it done, and that is not an easy task at all because this is a very deep field. Lots of talent, lots of good hardware, so for Randy Mueller to be out front, that's quite an accomplishment, and hopefully for him it's a clean sweep. We'll see how it goes, but I would not count either Scott Beauvais or Denny Pedri out just yet because they are right there. Cars are nice and cool now. Maybe they've got some good air. The cars have cooled down a little bit. Tires have cooled down again, ready to get some grip. So we will hope for a restart. Looks like we've just gone across the line again. Hopefully, looks like I have a report from control that the rollback is now leaving the track with Ralph Lindecker's Porsche, and we will hopefully be green next time by. There's reports of some debris down in that area, and hopefully we will be green this next time by, maybe green-white checker, not sure, Rob.
You've ran around this racetrack a bunch. What about Mid-Ohio? What's the most fun part of not only driving but racing at this historic facility?
Well, one part of it is it's a beautiful place. You know, I come from out west, and a lot of our racetracks are a little barren, still wonderful facilities, but sometimes you don't see the lush greenery here. And I always think when I'm coming in here that I've made a wrong turn and I've gone into a country club, and I shouldn't be packing a helmet, but rather a golf bag. And this also is a track that just has such a wonderful flow to it. All of these corners link them together up over the hills there, and you're never, you know, the only times you really get off to relax a little bit, that back straight, you can kind of kick back a little bit, but then you got to be back on it pretty darn quick because you're going to have to deal with madness up and over the bridge and around and off camber and then back onto that back straight. So It's a wonderful place to race. Again, a lot of history here, and just overall fun. It's a real roller coaster.
Well, for more information on this beautiful facility, you can find them online at midohio.com. You can like them on Facebook, facebook.com/Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. You can also follow them on Twitter at @FollowMidOhio. So cars still cruising around the racetrack, getting set for the green flag to come out, and it looks like we could get it next time around on the front straightaway. So they're coming down off of Madness, down into turn 7. They'll go underneath the Honda Bridge. If you ever get a chance, folks, come on out to the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course, any of the events that they have here all season long. As you said, I mean, it's just an awesome, beautiful setting with a racetrack in it.
Well, and they also have the Mid-Ohio School here where you can do teen defensive driving training, all kinds of performance driving. Our local NASA chapter, our Great Lakes chapter, is here 3 times a year. We make it really affordable. We have things called hyperdrives where for $50 you can get a session to go out. You can do that, or we cannot help but recommend the wonderful programs that the Mid-Ohio School has. They have skid cars, teen survival clinics, so come on out. If you're anywhere near it, or even if you're not, it's very easy to get here from either Cleveland or Columbus, and really a wonderful facility, and it is really just dialed in, as we say in the racing business.
So cars are making their way through Thunder Valley into the carousel, and then they'll make the final right, followed by the final left to the front straightaway and get set for the restart.
Looks like we are underway.
Yep, green flag is out. Randy Mueller with a big jump on the rest of the field. Second in line is that 27 car. We caught a glimpse of Robert Wisen from here in Ohio, that Porsche Boxster. And we only have about 3 minutes to go in this race. So if you want to make some moves, you don't have a lot of time to do it. You need to do it now as Mueller heads back down into Keyhole.
As Larry the Cable Guy says, it's time to get her done.
So off turn number 3, down the back straightaway through the kink, known as turn 4, down the hill, off camber, a lot of speed here, use a lot of racetrack, down through the kink here, the low line, out to the outside, back to the inside to head up to Madness. Everybody pretty much spread out at this point. Randy Mueller leading Scott Beauvais, Danny Pedri, that's your top 3 in GTS 4. You move up to GTS 3, and it's Steve Ott. We mentioned your new leader, Joshua Smith, and Eric Wong. That's your top 3. Again, just a couple minutes left to go here. GTS 2, it's John Graber, Mike Ward, and Zach Hillman right now on the podium. Jean-Pierre Verbon, John Mock, and Jim Ginter. That's your top 3 for GTS 1. So a couple more laps, we'll be seeing that white flag come out as the 33, Danny Pedri right there with the 15, Chris Strite right behind him. That is the battle for 3rd, and now the white flag is out. So 1 lap to go for Randy Mueller. Overall, a GTS 4 leader. There's the battle for the 3rd spot. Danny Pedri in the 33, followed by the 15 of Strite.
And you can see Steve Ott in the Boxster is right there behind those guys, so he's trying to check out a little bit and keep that GTS 3 lead intact, but again, not interfere with that good GTS 4 race that's coming together in front of him for the 3rd and 4th positions. Final podium step for GTS 4.
We saw Pedri right there take the low line and the high line off through Keyhole, and the opposite for the 15 of Strite. Went in high, came off low, takes a peek to the inside there. Lets Pedri know, I'm still here, bub. We're going to go up to Madness. We're going to make a run at it as, very tight racing.
He almost used the chrome horn to let him know that he was there that time.
And he's gonna stay on him. He's going to lean on him here, man. We don't have much left here. The white flag is out. They know it. Last chance to try and take a spot. He knows he can't quite get the win here, but he wants to take second. Pedri holds on to it. Strite wants it. Into Thunder Valley they go.
This is going to be a great battle right to the finish with these 2 guys. Strite is all over him like a cheap suit.
We mentioned Mueller's gone. Beauvais runs second here in GTS 4. The battle right now is for 3rd. Here is Randy Mueller off the final turn. He will take the win, the overall win, and the GTS 4 class win as they come to the stripe. Beauvais second, and a tight battle. Chris Strite Wow.
Strike got him by about 3 feet.
Gets Danny Pedri, jumps on the podium, the 15 of Chris Strike. Wow, great finish.
That was a
in
finish.
GTS 4.
Photo finish right here in the booth. I tell you what, that was amazing.
So Randy Mueller, the overall win as the rest of the field crosses the stripe. Steve Ott in the 172 will take home the win in GTS 3 as they continue to go by 2 and 3 wide. So good run by Steve Ott to get the national championship there in GTS 3. Joshua Smith, Eric Wong will end up on your podium. John Graber in the 643 taking home the win in GTS 2, followed by Mike Ward and Zach Hillman. And finally, as John Mock crosses the stripe, he will finish second in GTS 1. Jean-Pierre Vauban, the 884, picks up the win. Then Mock and Jim Ginter, your podium. Wow, that was one heck of a show in GTS 4 as Randy Mueller picks up the win. Scott Bove comes home second. Chris Strike by, what, 3 feet?
3 feet.
3 feet, we'll say 3 feet. Ends up on the podium in third. Denny Pedri fourth. Jamie Fruenberg in fifth. Edward Baus sixth. John Van Outen seventh. Timothy Haynes, Ralph Lindekers, and of course Jay Mattis, who got upside down, rounding out your top 10.
GTS 3, Steve Ott taking the win again, charging from the back. Good job there. Joshua Smith in second place. Eric Wong takes the final step on the podium in GTS 3. Stefan Sajic and Scotty B. Scott Berkowitz, the 5th place finisher in GTS 3.
In GTS 2, the 643, John Graber picks up the national championship. Mike Ward comes home second. Zach Hillman will finish third. Todd Sloan fourth. And Gregory Peluso rounds out your top 5.
And finally, GTS 1, Jean-Pierre Verbunt comes home in first, national champion for GTS 1. John Mock, second place in GTS 1. Jim Ginter, third. Brant Gear, fourth. Neil Agren in 5th place in GTS 1.
So congratulations to those guys. As everybody heads back to the pit area, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk to the winners of GTS here at Mid-Ohio. The 2012 NASA Championships presented by Toyo Tires is brought to you by Toyo Tires, driven to perform. Royal Purple Synthetic Oil. And by GoPro, be a hero.
Toyo Proxys Tires, official tire of those driven to perform their best.
The next generation 201 horsepower Civic Si with a 2.4 liter IV Tech engine, to each their own, only from Honda.
Honda, proud partner of the IZOD IndyCar Series.
I don't know, some people call me one of the top builders. I guess I am, but I don't see any other way for me personally but to go after it every day. So that's what I do.
What do you drive? Is it inspiring? Was it built by a behemoth car maker? Or insightful craftsmen obsessing over the details, building better cars for a discerning few? Are you one of the few who care about what you drive and how it drives? We're with you because we believe if it's not worth driving, it's not worth building. We build Mazdas. What do you drive?
Hi, I'm Brian Miller. Experience the Mustang driving experience at Miller Motorsports Park. Drive a real race car on a real racetrack. MillerMotorsportsPark.com.
Welcome back to the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course, where we just wrapped up an awesome race. German Touring Series 1 through 4. We crowned 4 national champions, and let's talk to some of them. We'll go down trackside to the third member of our broadcast team, Jeremy Scott. Jeremy?
Thanks, Rob. Let's talk to our overall winner. Randy, congratulations. It was a great race. And let's talk about that wild restart there at the end between you and Scott.
Well, there was 2 yellows. The first yellow, it was full course yellow. It's the first time I've ever seen a track go green without a green flag. I'm approaching the keyhole there, and I look in my mirror and everybody just barreled on past me. They passed me, and I got a little excited there, just put my head down and, was able to reel them back in. And then the second yellow, it was a clean restart and just put my head down and went for the checker.
As we talked early on, a lot of challengers early on. Some of them maybe didn't challenge you too much, but as I said, your big challenger would have been Scott Bovey. Do you feel that it was a good fight between the two of you?
Yeah, it's tough. It's a whole package. There's been some people here turning some very impressive lap times this weekend, but you got to put it all together when it matters the most, and we seem to do it.
All right, congratulations. Let's go to our real quick. Sorry, go ahead.
Say hello to Chris and Soleil and Dave. I miss them. Sorry that they're not here, and Tatiana. Also, I need to thank my sponsors. You're running away. Without them, I wouldn't be here. Bimmer World, Performance Friction, Motion Control Suspension, and of course, Epic Motorsports. So I appreciate it, and without you guys, I couldn't be here. Thank you.
Congratulations, Corey. Let's go on over here. Let's talk to our GTS 3 winner, Steve Ott. Steve, come here. Congratulations on the win. As we've said, it's been a wild race, 2 full course yellows. Talk about how you persevered up near the front.
The car was just awesome. It hooked up whenever I wanted it to go, and the Hoosier tires were just fantastic. They stuck like glue the whole race, and just able to kind of pick our way through. Luckily, the double yellow helped bunch us up, and worked out well today, fortunately.
Well, congratulations, Steve. Great to see you here in Victory Lane.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's go. GTS 2 winner, John Graber. John is a local driver, and I know he's had a lot of confidence going into this weekend. Let's see if we can find him. He's actually down here talking with some of the Midwest Great Lakes region people. Congrats, John.
Thank you.
It's been a great race, and it's your home track, so they had to help out a lot.
The track's not the problem. It was been the driver in the car all year, but I finally calmed myself down enough and focused on, just running smooth and being consistent and let it come to me, and it worked out for me.
Well, congratulations. Great to see you here in Victory Lane, your home track, and I'm really happy for you, man.
I appreciate it. Very good.
All right, Rob, back to you guys in the booth.
Well, thanks a lot, Jeremy Scott. We appreciate you running around, my friend, to talk to all the winners in GTS 4, or GTS, all the divisions of GTS.
Well,
That's what I'm trying to say, John.
We missed GTS 1. He couldn't find Jean-Pierre, so that's a little bit of a bummer. But, yeah, what a race, and congrats to Jeremy. I don't think I would have been able to corral all those guys as well as he did.
Well, you can see a beautiful shot here as the weather is turning awesome here in central Ohio at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. So, again, I want to congratulate GTS 1 winner Jean-Pierre Verbon, GTS 2 John Graber, GTS 3 Steve Ott, and GTS 4 Randy Mueller for picking up the national championships here at Mid-Ohio. A lot more racing left to come at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. Of course, time trials. Still another session of time trials out on the racetrack. And, of course, the very popular Spec Miatas also making their way out. So we will take a break, and when we come back, more racing here at the 2012 NASA Championships here at Mid-Ohio. The 2012 NASA Championships presented by Toyo Tires is brought to you by Toyo Tires, driven to perform. Royal Purple Synthetic Oil. And by GoPro. Be a hero.
Toyo Proxys Tires, official tire of those driven to perform their best.
The next generation 201 horsepower Civic Si with a 2.4-liter IV Tech engine, to each their own, only from Honda.
Honda, proud partner of the IZOD IndyCar Series.
I don't know, some people call me one of the top builders, I guess I am, but I don't see any other way for me personally but to go after it every day. So that's what I do.
What do you drive? Is it inspiring? Was it built by a behemoth car maker? Or insightful craftsmen obsessing over the details, building better cars for a discerning few? Are you one of the few who care about what you drive and how it drives? We're with you because we believe if it's not worth driving, it's not worth building. We build Mazdas. What do you drive?
Hi, I'm Brian Miller. Experience the Mustang driving experience at Miller Motorsports Park. Drive a real race car on a real racetrack. MillerMotorsportsPark.com